Let's talk you through the team news from both teams. Rhiannon Skinner's side suffered a Derby Day defeat last time out, a horrific mix-up at the back, gifting Spurs a late, narrow 2-1 win. Camila Saez was involved in that goal that proved to be the winner for West Ham's local rivals. She comes out of the side, named on the bench as Lee Meng-Wen on a season on loan from Brighton starts, and that is the one change for the hosts. Leicester too head into this game off of the back of a narrow loss, a 1-0 defeat to Brighton, and the loss of yet another key player. Sam Tierney stretched it off with an ankle injury, ruling her out of this afternoon. And most probably a series of tough fixtures coming up in the WSL. 3 changes made: Missy Goodwin, Hannah Kane and Yuka Mamiki come in for Chantel Swaby, Deanna Rose and the aforementioned Tierney. A massive, massive game for the Hammers, searching for that first victory. Will today be the day? Elizabeth Sims is our referee, taking charge of proceedings for this one. As the players take a knee, football continues to make the message loud and clear. There is no room for racism in our game or in our society. It will be the visitors to get us kick-started this afternoon. Leicester City with the first few touches, building a rhythm through the thirds. It's looked to be played long down the left-hand channel. It's intercepted by West Ham. Courtney Nevin will take the throw for the visitors. A offer short from Mace is there. Instead it goes forward. And the West Ham skipper, Katrina Gorey, punts the ball away for another throw-in just in front of that dugout where both managers stood observing the early exchanges, knowing that setting a tone here this afternoon will be really, really important. And it's Leicester who have the ball on the halfway line, play it out to the right-hand side. Ale looking to link things up down that channel. And West Ham clear the danger. Luecki, some great hold-up play. Trying to feed to Hugh Bell, who turns, but Leicester City charge in. Gorey now for West Ham. And that's loose from the home team. And it affords Leicester a throw-in in the West Ham half. Another throw for the Foxes, about 10 yards down the pitch. Ball played forward again to Ueki with her back to goal, trying to make something happen for West Ham. But if this can bounce kindly, perhaps the first attack is on for the Hammers. Leicester track back, getting bodies around the ball, but the whistle blows. Vivian Asai, I think the player down for West Ham, took a knock in the build-up. Made her 50th WSL appearance against Spurs last time out. Gets back up on her feet. won't require any further attention and the game can restart back where Leicester had possession. It's been a tough start to the new season for the home team. Played 6 games, drawn 2, lost 4. But they can take heart from the fact that they are unbeaten in their 3 previous home games against Leicester, beating the Foxes twice and drawing last season. In fact, neither team could be separated on both occasions when they met in the league last campaign. A 1-1 draw on both outings. But you feel for both teams, given the complexion early on in this season, a draw might not feel quite enough to help each of them climb the table as they want to in the WSL. And for Leicester in particular, when you look at their upcoming fixtures before the Christmas break, Man United, Man City and Chelsea all to come, they'll be wanting to take 3 points back home, and they have the first corner of the game to whip the delivery in. Calls of away, and it is nodded and eventually cleared on the edge of the 18-yard area. West Ham appealing for a free kick, referee disinterested, although the whistle does now go. As the player in question looks to be clutching her head, so of course the game will be paused according to protocol, and quite rightly so, to just check that Manuela Pavey, who got her first start of the season against Spurs last time out, holds on to that starting place. Front of the back 4, she's going to be used to getting a few knocks in the WSL. She retreats back over to that far right-hand side. 5 minutes played, West Ham 0, Leicester City 0. Good battle on the halfway line, and West Ham can look to break away. Some neat, nice passing. Ueke in for West Ham. And of course, the crowd is going to make lots of noise when she has the ball. That's a brilliant cross. And all it needed was a West Ham player to gamble in the 6-yard area, and the Hammers could have been ahead. The brightest spark in the attacking third so far. Enrique Ueke, the leading goal scorer for West Ham since she made her debut back in October 2023. It's the one to light that spark up. West Ham looking to press and keep the ball in the Leicester City half. Gorey plays it back as West Ham look to build. Clipped ball over the top. And eventually the offside flag does go up. There's a promising run though. And if the West Ham front line can keep making those offers, making those intelligent runs, just keeping that timing correct, and they could pose Leicester's sturdy defence some problems as the 90 minutes unfolds. Ueke chasing and applying pressure. Leicester manage it well and gain yards up the pitch into the West Ham half. Oh, and there could have been an opening there, but it's covered well by Denton, who plays it back to her keeper. Tiziak with the square offer, which is soonly elected out to the right-hand side of the pitch and eventually played long, intercepted by Leicester. Gorey looked to make the sliding intervention. It's all a little bit scrappy, but West Ham doing what's necessary to win possession. West Ham just need to get that winning feeling back. Haven't tasted much victory in the last few months, winless in their last 15 WSL games. So it is a bit of a bigger picture than just the start to this WSL season, a bit of a hangover of form from the last campaign. This term is their worst ever return at this stage of a top flight campaign. Lost their captain over the summer, Mackenzie Arnold, some key players, but also recruited heavily, and of course it takes time for those players to slot in, but Rianne Skinner, who you can see in shot, got so much experience. Will be absolutely desperate for her side to pick up those 3 points and to stop that narrative from continuing any longer. They've got to concentrate now on defending this set piece as Ruby Mace stands over the ball, right-footed, right towards that penalty spot area, and it's not dealt with in the initial phase. And the shot comes to nothing. It was a tricky delivery, and Leipzig has come off her line to... Shamik, rather, has come off of her line to deal with. And in that sea of players, the shot was on and it misses the target. That challenge not appreciated by the West Ham captain, taken quickly by the Hammers. 10 on the clock. No early goals, and it was the visitors who started the brighter, but West Ham just beginning to build. Need to try and keep the accuracy of the passing, but that throw-in will do. Just need a ball to play with. Ueki again linking things up for West Ham to Zadorsky. Denton looks to charge forward for West Ham, but it's covered well by Ale. And the touch is a poor one, and it gives West Ham a chance to go direct and long once again. Mace, a key player who plays it back, has started more opening sequences than any other Leicester City player, 63 so far this season. You feel her role in midfield is key and will certainly be important for Leicester City if they're to unlock and break the deadlock here this afternoon. Mace returning for her second spell with Leicester City, signed a 2-year contract. She's in her 5th season in senior football, and for such a young player, does bring some experience for the team. Had a great footballing education at Arsenal as well. Gorey picking up possession for West Ham. Oh, and that would have been neat into the path of Ueki. It was read well by Leicester City. West Ham's centre-backs passing it between them. Now out to that right-hand side. Mace is there. Wins the ball back for Leicester City, who now have a throw, and that will be frustrating for West Ham supporters when their team have possession to gift it so cheaply. And now Leicester City have the throw and will look to charter another attack. It's busy around the edge of that 18-yard area. It's hooked clear. Ueki doing really well to turn this into another productive situation for West Ham. But the pass isn't good enough. And Leicester has spared more punishment, as they didn't deal with the danger further up the pitch. West Ham lacking the sharpness to really make it count. Twisting and turning around the outskirts of the centre circle. It's good control from West Ham. Now Gorey with the turn. Does really well, the West Ham captain. Options all around her. Looks for Asahi over on the left. But bodies blocking. And eventually Leicester City win a free kick, which can just take the sting out of a good passage of play for West Ham. It always tends to be quite a close battle between these two teams whenever they meet. As I mentioned earlier, 2 draws, 2 1-1 draws in fact, when they met last season. And just 3 points separated them at the end of the campaign as well. West Ham finishing 11th and Leicester City 10th. 3 points currently separate them in the WSL standings as well. They did meet on a pre-season tour in Australia, where it was a very convincing win for Leicester City. A 5-2 victory. Of course, the complexion of that is completely different when it comes to the competitive stuff, and it's West Ham looking again to try and break the deadlock as the cross comes in. Vivian Asahi giving her teammate a thumbs up. It's the kind of service she wants. Given plenty of time to get the cross in, it just bounced comfortably, and Leipzig was able to gather for Leicester City. This will feel promising for West Ham, a team who will of course be low on confidence. They have the fewest points of any team presently in the WSL in 2024. They've won 2 games, drawn 6 and lost 10 so far this calendar year. Siren back to her keeper, and now out to Zadorsky, whose move was made permanent, linking back up with Rhian Skinner, her skipper, during Skinner's very successful spell at Spurs, where she helped the neighbours in London finish in their highest ever WSL position. It's been a harder chapter here at West Ham. One that Rhian Skinner's spoken very openly and honestly about, but has great belief in her players and that blend of experience with youngsters, some breaking in from the academy as well, and bringing in players like Gorey, who's just looking to link it up once again. It's the strength she hoped to add in the summer, and that's a brilliant pass through to Ueki, and that's a brilliant denial from Leipzig's outstretched left boot. The offside flag goes up eventually, but the Leicester City goalkeeper didn't know. Oh, it would have been a nice goal. It was certainly a nice bit of link-up between the two West Ham players. Ueki was looking for that bottom right corner, just didn't quite get the placement. Leipzig reacted quickly off of her line. And the chance has triggered the visiting supporters into making some noise. It's West Ham who are applying the more convincing pressure. But this might just change that. Whiskers away, Leicester City respond. It's Hannah Kane in on goal. Switching up with the touch on the right, the shot on the left. Just great to see Hannah Kane playing football again. Yeah. Got her first 30 minutes of the season in the match against Everton. Suffered 2 ACL injuries.
So I just do it as I go.
And listening to her speak about, in her own words, the miracle of simply being back out on the pitch again, back competing in the best division in the English football pyramid. It's a great opportunity there for her to break the deadlock. But that sharpness will grow with the more minutes she gets back. The start today. A chance to get back into the rhythm of competing in the WSL week in, week out. Cayman, the skipper, fouled. This is a free kick in a decent position for Leicester City. Cayman searching for her first goal of the campaign. She's won the free kick. Looks to get back in the box and get on the end of this delivery. Courtney Nevin lifts her right arm aloft. The left boot with the delivery. It's gathered with ease by Kinga Shkamik, who rolls it out to Storsky. Ball over the top to Ueki, who just takes a glance up to see if she's got teammates in support, cuts inside and rolls it back. Receives the pass and then links up with Denton, who had Asai on the overlap, but whips the ball in. Gorey now for West Ham. Gorey with the shot. There was power behind it. But Janina Leipzig equal to it. The skipper took a couple of touches and then pulled the trigger. West Ham are knocking at the door. Janina Leipzig has been the busier of the two goalkeepers so far. Kane is challenged and Sai drives forward for West Ham. Javi fouled. West Ham win the free kick. Javi standing over it, so's Asai. This could be a cause of concern for Leicester City. It's Hannah Kane, the player receiving treatment for Leicester City. As we spoke about a little bit earlier on, has suffered 2 very serious ACL injuries in her career and is coming back into the fold at the Foxes. Her 30 minutes against Everton was her first bit of competitive football 330 days after suffering the injury initially. I think it might have been against Chelsea if my memory serves me correct. The Leicester City manager with her team looked deep in thought here. They might be forced into a early change as we approach the halfway point of this opening 45 minutes. It's still West Ham United 0, Leicester City 0. Nothing to separate the two teams so far today. We've reached that time of the year where the blankets are out on the bench. There is certainly a colder snap in the air on a grey, rather damp Sunday afternoon in the capital. And it's good to see Kane back up on her feet, albeit she does look a little uncomfortable. Hopefully she can shake that off and carry on and build upon that little opening she had earlier on in the match. Leicester City's injury problems, particularly for their more attacking-minded players, are partly why they are finding it so difficult to hit the back of the net. Just 2 goals in the WSL so far this season, even in the Women's League Cup. They scored once and lost on penalties. It's their defensive capabilities that have served them well so far this season, and they're going to have to again right now. Is there a player down and have a free kick to defend? Asai looks towards that back post, and that's where Zadorsky capitalising on Leicester City having one less outfield player on the pitch, unmarked. Doesn't hit the ball well enough, doesn't make the connection she would have liked. And it's a let-off for the visitors. Rucky charging into the box, turns, plays it back, and the shot comes in. Una Siren with the effort, blazing over the crossbar. Again, we see why Rianne Skinner was full of praise for her number 9 this week. So she's right up there with the top strikers in the WSL. She won the Young Hammer of the Year at the end of her debut season. She scored 6 goals in all competitions in her maiden campaign in claret and blue. It's not just her goals that her manager appreciates, it's her hold-up and link-up play. And everything good West Ham have showcased in the attacking third so far this afternoon has tended to have something to do with her. And that's an important cutout from Keys, because Ueki was shadowing behind, waiting to pick up the ball, and if she had, there would have been a nice opening in on goal. But Keys, Belgian international, astute and aware of the danger. Nevin. The press works well for West Ham. Keys there again. Leicester just struggling to get a hold of the ball, and West Ham will want to make this pressure count. They're high up the pitch, the home team. Zadorsky. Ueki with the knockdown. Cayman out to the right-hand side. Challenge comes in from Gori. On the French youth international, Shana Chosnote, who's a player to keep an eye on, linking back up with her old boss at Reims, a real talent, got plenty of pace. She's not quite the polished product yet, of course. With more WSL experience to be earned this season. She's certainly another exciting prospect we'll be lucky enough to watch over the next 3 seasons. Delivery comes in, not dealt with by West Ham initially, but the ball cleared upfield. Leipzig out to the left-hand side. There's the young French player again with good quick feet and a nice ball over the top, looking for Kane, who appreciates the service. City looking to switch up play from right to left. The ball not controlled as neatly as Ale would have liked, and West Ham can look to capitalise. Mace covering, Mace clearing, and West Ham have the throw. Half an hour done and dusted, and it's West Ham 0, Leicester City 0. The Hammers with the clearer cut opportunities in front of goal. The opening half an hour perhaps underlining where Leicester City are at as a whole. Solid defensive foundations, but a lack of threat up top. How long can they withstand the pressure? West Ham appeal for a free kick. Mace punts it. Denton will pick up. Gorey for West Ham. Gorey, you've seen her go for goal once. She goes for goal for a second time. And it's dealt with again by Leipzig, who rolls it out to try and relieve the pressure and get Leicester City up the pitch. Recchi winning the free kick for West Ham. Inclinating that she wants the ball taken, she whips the delivery in as well, headed clear. She is hungry to make something happen for West Ham, takes the throw in quickly as well. Will take the throw, finding Ueki. All of West Ham's outfield players in that spell in the Leicester City half. Denton comes flying in to engage with the ball, and Leicester City will have the throw deep in their own half. Ale will take. Another player who's been given a 3-year contract after impressing during the second half of the season. On loan from Spurs last campaign, made 7 appearances. assessing her options. Gets the ball back, looking to link in with her teammate, but West Ham getting on the ball once again with Denton, playing it back to Zadorsky. On to Tiziak. Gory looks to shrug off the challenge but can't, and Ruby Mace will try her luck from distance, and it loops. Instinctive from the midfielder, spotted. Perhaps there was an opportunity, but also probably recognised as well there won't be too many chances for Leicester City if the opening half an hour or so is anything to go by. The threat is looking minimal, and perhaps it will take something spectacular for the visitors, who have one win in their last 13 away games. Tasted victory in the road back in January. Guecki now for West Ham. Side-footed shot that would have required something spectacular to beat Leipzig. From that angle and with that pace on the ball, it's little concern for the Leicester City goalkeeper, but she has been busy. Can her teammates down the end of the pitch just relieve that as we head towards the final 10 minutes of this opening half? Howard out to the right-hand side. Ale looks to cut in, feed it to Kane. Run just wasn't there down the right channel. The referee's just pausing proceedings. She's spoken to both captains. And it looks like we might be seeing a change of official. Yes. This is quite a rarity. The first substitution of the game is the referee. He's obviously felt some sort of twinge, maybe had a slip on the field of play, but or maybe it's not an injury at all. Maybe the damage has been done to the piece of equipment. Yeah, that looks what the problem has been here. So no change of referee, just a substitution of technical equipment, which is good. Actually saw this in one of the Premier League games yesterday as well, a headset causing a bit of an issue, but of course it's essential that the officials can communicate to one another. So looks like there's a bit of swapsies going on there. It affords both teams, though, the chance to get their players together, and we can see Rianne Skinner calm, but relaying some instructions. Her team have been on top. They've created more, but the scoreline ultimately has little in the way to show that. For Leicester City, the instructions are to some of those attacking players because the threat has been so minimal. Kane and Goodwin, two of the players brought into the team. Two of the free changes made from the side that suffered defeat at Brighton. And it is a change of referee. I wondered if it was the kit. I wondered if it was an injury. It is a change of referee. Abigail Bryn will be in charge for the rest of this game. A very, very experienced referee in the WSL. And once she's comfortable, we will restart this first half. Well won by Mace. Ball forward is untroubling. And Zadorsky will have time to try and pick out the pass to Eki, who gets thumped in the back by Keys. Just in the edge of the centre circle. It's a robust challenge from the centre-back. Ueki looks to be smiling, able to get back on her feet, which is good. Works so industriously for the Hammers, and every time she wins a free kick like this, it's an opportunity for the home team to try and break the deadlock. Two free kicks in quick succession, and we're going to see perhaps the first yellow card of the day. It looked like the referee was going to her pocket, or it might just be a firm word to Ruby Mace. We will find out imminently. It's a third. Referee making clear you had 1, 2, 3. Now you're going in my book. West Ham have had a few free kicks like this, a few set-piece opportunities. No corner routines of yet, but can they make this one count? The delivery comes in, headed away. Zadorsky's on the edge of the 18-yard area, bounces, tries to connect with it, doesn't. Now Leicester City can try and charter a counter-attack, but Zadorsky with the foul. And she'll sprint down the other end of the pitch to get back into shape. There's space down that right-hand channel. Denton sprints back and deals with it effectively. Could Leicester City find an opening? That takes a wicked deflection. It's one of those moments when, for West Ham supporters, your heart is in your mouth, wondering, hoping that won't find the back of the net. The opportunity was taken to go direct. And the deflection goes out for a corner. And given how limited the opportunities have been in open play, this delivery from Courtney Nevin, this corner, is very valuable indeed. A routine from the training ground. Can that be the means for Leicester City to take advantage? Ball punched away. The clearance isn't the neatest. Neither's the first touch from Leicester City, but they can recycle play. But the pass goes out for a throw-in. Lee Meng-wen looks to take it quickly. The referee puts pay to that. Gorey finding the run of Denton. There's a bit of a coming together centrally. We'll wait to see if the referee wants to take any action upon. The whistle does go. And it looks like the physio will be applying treatment, and we've had confirmation through that it was a calf injury to the referee, which is why we saw the change around there, and we hope that Elizabeth Sims has a speedy recovery. Luckily, very suitable support. She switches up with the fourth official. And we will see a few minutes of additional time to this first half as a consequence of that change. There hasn't been too much other than the time required to help Hannah Kane earlier on in the game, and it's Sophie Howard whose left ankle is receiving some treatment. It looked to be a really promising breakaway for West Ham. Bodies committed going forward, and whether the centre backs just become entangled with Asai, I think the player was. As we await to see how many minutes of injury time. 6. A minimum of 6 will be played. 6 minutes for either of these two teams to find a means of nudging ahead before the break. Howard is gingerly back up on her feet. Leicester City supporters not happy with the challenge on Howard, making their sentiments very clear for those around the Chigwell Construction Stadium to hear. It's been a battle out there, especially for the Leicester City defence. It has been all season because of their organisation, their physicality, and their understanding as a defensive unit. They've frustrated a number of teams so far this season. It was a slender 1-0 loss to Arsenal. Similarly, a 1-0 scoreline against Brighton, and the points they've picked up have been against the Merseyside teams, Liverpool and Everton, so far this season. With the WSL heavy hitters to come, Amadine McHale will be really hoping that her team can sharpen up the tools for the second half, pose more of an offensive threat and take 3 valuable points back. But for West Ham, it's time to capitalise. Had more shots on target, had more entries into the box. Crosses into the box just haven't made them count yet. Can Gori do something about that before the half-time whistle blows? Looks to feed Ueki. The offside flag isn't up, it's cut back. It's just not capitalised upon. West Ham have to sense the danger when it's on. Show that ruthless edge in front of goal if they're to get their first win of the WSL season. Good win. Sees her pass blocked by Denton, bounces. Up in the air. Another robust challenge comes in, and I could see the referee bringing the whistle to her lips. To give West Ham the free kick. Came in deep, but perhaps she needs to be to try and make something happen for Leicester City. Good win. Out to Ale. The cross comes in, headed away. Thought the referee was going to be disinterested in that, but she does blow. The contact was made. Every time you think perhaps this could be something for Leicester City, just fizzles out. The visitors have recorded the fewest open play sequences of 10+ passes or more in the WSL. They are struggling to find that attacking rhythm, not just this afternoon, but across the season as a whole. It seems they've got some key players out. Losing Sam Tierney last week wasn't helpful either, with an ankle injury, which her manager refused to put much of a time scale on, but perhaps it's on her wish list to get her back before Christmas, if possible. Seems like that might be unlikely. Leicester with some more defending to do. Nevin hustling away. Feels like she should have the throw in, and frustration palpable for Leicester City left back. Has to stay alert though, because West Ham wanting to break that deadlock before half time. Is there time yet for one last meaningful attack before the break? West Ham working hard off of the ball. Good composure from Leipzig to feed it to Howard. A little bit of space to turn, but then the challenge from Gorey comes in. I think Cayman, the player down, felt every bit of that. Shoulder to shoulder. And the whistle does blow so that the player can receive treatment. Katrina Gorey handed the armband for West Ham over the summer. Australian international with so much experience, played in 7 international tournaments. She helped Australia finish 4th in the Women's World Cup, and her statistics from that tournament were so impressive. She had the highest number of tackles and ground covered of any player in that team, who made history on the other side of the world. They made the decision to come and play for West Ham and trying to help her team. Could there be one last chance to take the lead before the break? There is. Oh, there isn't. The goal beats the offside trap. All eyes on Vivienne Assaye. The ball played neatly. The appeals were there. So was the composure, slotting in. West Ham will be taking in a lead at half-time, and it's one that they deserve. A hammer blow inflicted late in the first half. West Ham 1, Leicester City 0. Those passes that West Ham were looking to link through, threaded perfectly in the end. Assaye. The key moment of the first half, as the whistle blows, you can hear just how delighted the home supporters are. It's been a tough start to the season, but a positive first half here at the Chigwell Construction Stadium. Vivienne Assaye's goal. The difference between the two teams, it's been a battling opening 45 minutes. Let's take a look back at the key moments. Rico Ueki's been winning plenty of praise from her manager. Her link-up play proven to be really important for West Ham, who started the game brightly. So many different crosses and deliveries and lacing passes like this as Ueki forced a decent save. The offside flag was up on that occasion. Hannah Kane back from injury, switched up feet to get this shot away for the visitors, who had their chances limited for long periods of the opening half. Katrina Gorey, the West Ham captain, trying her luck from distance. And then looking to pull the trigger again. A slightly weaker effort, but West Ham were continuing to knock. Ruby Mace tried her luck from distance. Ueki was causing problems again. A plucky chance, but eventually the deadlock was broken. This is the key moment of the match so far. Vivian Asai beating the offside trap, beating the Leicester City defence and beating Janina Leitzig in the Foxes' goal. It was the moment of composure that West Ham United needed. They are a goal good at the break. The second half to come here. It's West Ham United 1, Leicester City 0. Welcome back to the Chigwell Construction Stadium for the second half of this WSL encounter between West Ham United and Leicester City. Vivian Asai's goal late in first half injury time gives the Hammers a slender advantage, a deserved one really for the attacking intent and purpose they showed. It's been a tough start to the new season. They're one of 3 teams without a win and on 2 points ahead of this weekend of action. And after conceding such a horrible late goal last weekend to deny them any points against their rivals Spurs, you have to commend the work rate, the desire, the attitude shown by our hosts so far today. Leicester's defiant defence was breached in the end. The best defensive record outside of the top 4. The lack of hold-up play down the other end of the pitch became telling as the first half wore on. The Foxes struggling with a number of injuries. They struggled to manufacture much in the final third. 1 shot on target in the first half. They'll be ready and will need to push harder in this second period if they're to take anything away from the capital. And with their towels up after the goal, I'm sure the West Ham players didn't want that whistle to blow. Can they pick up where they left off after the goal, which was recorded on 45 minutes plus 7, so deep into that allotted time, which I'm sure will add further frustration for Amadine Mikel, given how close she was to getting her players into that dressing room for a regroup. But regroup they must and get ready for this second half, which will be kick-started by Riku Ueke for West Ham. Or not. Referee, not quite ready. It's the goal scorer we're waiting for. And she claims her space on the halfway line. And we will be able to begin the second period. So much brilliant action across the weekend in the Barclays Women's Super League. Be sure to catch up on it all. I won't give any score lines away, but it has been a brilliant weekend of action. Some massive results affecting both ends of the table, and you can catch all the highlights, matches in full on the Barclays Women's Super League YouTube channel. Neither manager has made any changes at the break, it would seem. So West Ham United making the one change from the side who were beaten 2-1 away at Spurs. Lee Meng-wen coming into the defence for the home team. Meanwhile, 3 amends made for Leicester City. Missy Goodwin, Hannah Kane coming in alongside Yuka Mamaki. Asai with the cross as there's danger signs early on for West Ham. And Una Siren coming so close to doubling the Hammers' advantage. The defending poor for the cross to come in the first place. And Siren with time to get the shot away. Down the other end now, can Leicester respond accordingly? Tiziak has something to say about that. Ueki deep in her own half, doing what she does best. Playing the ball back to Zadorsky aside, trying to navigate her way around Ale, and Brianne Skinner's not pleased with that decision. And this, again, isn't good for the visiting team. It's Ruby Mace who's gone to ground. Didn't have any players around her. I mentioned on several occasions during the first half the number of quality players that Leicester City have sat in the stands and unavailable for selection. It's a really testing, trying time. Amadine Mikel in her first season in charge, making no excuses though in her pre-match press conference, said there's enough quality in the squad. She's removing any of that sort of mentality away, feels that the players that she has, she said this is why we build a squad of 23, 25 really strong players so that we can compete week in, week out. Still, there's areas of the pitch where they've been looking light, and Ruby Mace is certainly a player that Leicester City fans want to see this 90 minutes out. Ueki. Back to Siren, who plays it to her captain. Zadorsky. Slightly short, and Siren does well to read that, and Tiziak now for West Ham. Gets the ball back from the right-hand side. West Ham 1-0 up and searching for their first victory of the season. Unbeaten in their 3 previous home games against Leicester City. You can be sure that this was a marked day in Brianne Skinner's diary. An occasion where quite simply only 3 points will do. Long ball over the top, should be dealt with. And it is, calmly. Good composure from West Ham. Kane's block means it's a throw-in for the home team. Five minutes into the second half, West Ham United 1, Leicester City 0. Could have been the perfect start to the second half had that shot from Siren been more testing for Janina Leitzig. Ueki on the halfway line. Saye wriggling away, shirking away the attentions of Mace to play it back to Tiziak. Kinga Shamik, the West Ham goalkeeper, hasn't had too much to do. Well, that was slightly short back to her and gets cleared for a throw-in. I think she took a knock, the West Ham United goalkeeper. Not the kind of passes that goalkeepers tend to appreciate, especially when games are on a bit of a knife edge, and the significance of 3 points is massive today, make no mistake about it. We're early in the season, of course, but as the table's shaping up, this match was held later in the year, you could perhaps label it even a 6-pointer. Leicester City haven't scored in 4 matches so far this season. They need to score today if they're to get anything out of this match, and it's loose. There's an opening for Ueki. Gori turns to see what options are there. There's minimal, so she turns again, and then on the second pivot is loose with the ball, and Leicester City have a throw-in right in front of their dugout. Goodwin out to the right-hand side to Mace, who's forced back, pushed back. Tries to play it centrally, and it's congested in that area of the pitch. Nikki does well. Finds a bit of space on that left-hand side. Some space for the shot, which comes in and whistles wide. It was an invitation to strike from distance, and it was gladly taken. West Ham can't afford to do that too many times in this second half. Affording any player that amount of space. Issuing the invitation, and lucky to get away with it. Not testing their goalkeeper a little bit more there. Challenge comes in, and although Ale does well to avoid it, the referee does give Leicester City a free kick, and these are just so pivotal for the away team. Courtney Nevin comes over to discuss what options the visitors should use. The signal from Mace to her teammates. They know what's coming, but can West Ham be alert to it? Delivery comes in, claimed well. Exactly what you want from your goalkeeper. Confident, dealing with the routine. The opening 10 minutes of this second half, very similar to the opening 10 of the first. Who's going to get there first in the foot race? Keeper had to come out, and Gori with the cross. Headed away for a corner by Sophie Howard. And it was scrappy, but it was an opening for West Ham to look to try and make the most of. Hung up high by the skipper. Howard had to deal with it. Pavi and Asai over by that corner flag. Goal scorer keen to take. The pair in matching pink boots. Is it going to be a short routine, or we can see direct delivery? Pavi gliding into the box. Goring, courage to shoot. Finds Denton instead. Denton left-footed, tries to get a delivery into the box. Cleared initially by Mace, headed down by West Ham. Zadorsky, offside. The ball goes into the back of the net, but the flag was up. Zadorsky's delivery met on that inside post. The celebration was muted. I think Amber Ziziak perhaps had a sense that her teammate had gone a little bit too early there. But nevertheless, that can give the home team a confidence boost in a match that they are edging 1-0 as we approach the hour mark. On a more clinical day, West Ham would have a few more goals to their tally. Good win. Advances into the West Ham box. Needs to be held up for as long as possible by Meng Wen. Oh, the challenge comes in from Gory. Fair one. Play on, says the referee. West Ham captain, as soon as she senses any type of indecisiveness is there, engaging with the ball, and she's been really pivotal to breaking up play for West Ham this afternoon. And we talk about what victories can do for players' confidence, but for a manager like Rianne Skinner, this will do her the world of good as well. So much experience, has been within the England setups, did a fantastic job at Spurs, but has won just 11% of her 28 WSL games with the Hammers, the worst win rate of any of the other 33 managers to take charge of as many matches for one club in the competition. She's had tough circumstances to manage. This win ahead of some games that she will deem winnable as well. Palace and Villa coming up soon. Our teams in and around West Ham at the moment, who could go level with Leicester should this scoreline stay the same. In about 30 minutes' time. Crowd are liking what they see him. West Ham playing direct, looking to capitalise as Leicester City's defence tires as the 90 goes on. The home crowd will know just how important extending this scoreline will be, adding in a bit of cushioning. As Asai is bundled to the ground. A bit of frustration in that challenge for sure. West Ham look to try and take it quickly. They won't be allowed to. Asai goes to gather the ball. She will take this free kick for West Ham, who have players lined up on the edge of the 18-yard area. Our captain ushers a word of advice and then strides off to the right-hand side. Asai dinks the ball towards the penalty spot. Meng Wen controls, but then leaves it to Pavi to shoot. Colombian international. Shone at the Olympics, almost shone here, but fails to test the keeper. As Ruby Mace requires some more treatment on that right knee that seems to be consistently troublesome for the Leicester City midfielder. Visitors down to 10. Brianne Skinner will be asking her team to make the most of that while they can. Hooked by Kane. Bounces and kept in by Ale. Ueki has a great opportunity here to double West Ham's advantage. The challenge comes in. Ueki sleeps, gets back up on her feet, gets the shot away. And West Ham turning up the pressure once again. Decision goes against the goal scorer. Free kick for the visitors. Leicester City in desperate need of some fresh legs, you would think, as the ball over the top should be dealt with by West Ham. Goodwin will give chase, will hustle away. Leicester City's time spent down this end of the pitch has been limited in the second half, and there are options on the bench. Should Amadine Mikhail wish to utilise them, the 40-year-old in charge for her first season at Leicester City. Cross comes in. And Mickey trying to make something happen, but the ball goes out for a goal kick. And we mentioned about the visitors freshening things up. A double change. Saori Takarada and Deanne Rose coming on. Janice Kamen will be making way, as will Hannah Kane. Two offensive-minded changes, and when you look at a player like Deanne Rose, she's scored 3 goals in her first season for the club. Made history with Canada, and during her time at Reading as well, showcased so much promise. Suffered a really horrible Achilles injury during her time at the Royals. She will give the West Ham defence a different kind of threat to have to deal with. Takarada is a player as well with fantastic experience on the international stage and won the title with Washington Spirit as well. Can they make a difference early on with their first few touches? They need the service, of course. As the crowd gets excited, as Nevin's under pressure, her pass back to her goalkeeper isn't the neatest. Enrico Ueki, who just looks like she's come up off the bench. So much energy, it's boundless. Just always causing pressure, always looking to tease and to test defenders in the WSL. She might not have a goal to her name so far today, but she's certainly caught the eye with her performance. Nevin unable to keep the ball out and does concede the corner. Ham will get bodies forward for this one. As we saw earlier on in this half, the short options there provided by Pavi. Sai looks like she wants to go direct this time. The right-footed delivery. The header comes in. Zadorsky looking to test Leitzig, who gets two strong, firm gloves to it and then sets off Ale on her way down that right-hand flank. The pass intercepted, but she gets a second chance. As Leicester look to link things up through defence into midfield. Japanese international with her first forward pass since coming on as a substitute. It's a good one, but the control is poor. Gorey clears, throw in, advanced for the Foxes. 1-0 down here at the Chigwell Construction Stadium. Oh, the challenge comes in, advantage played for West Ham. Pavi. Serena Pubel on the end of that challenge. Smita Ale goes into the referee's book as play is brought back. Again, a really encouraging break forward from West Ham with pace, intensity and power. "20 minutes left of this WSL encounter, which on 2 occasions last season finished 1-1. West Ham are doing everything in their power to ensure that that isn't the case today. Searching and arguably looking the more likelier to score the next goal in this match. Safety first approach for West Ham, who knocked the ball out for a throw-in. Levin, the Australian, will take. Oh, and the slip affects the quality of the cross able to be delivered there, and the ball will go out for a goal kick. Leicester City defence looking tired. It's been a bit too easy for West Ham to get up the pitch in the manner that they have. There's another long direct ball forward has to be dealt with. Asai. With a really strong turn. Vizueki, who cuts it back towards that 6-yard line. A shot from Gori. Fails to trouble Janina Leitzig in the Leicester City goal. Defence in front of her working so hard to offer some form of protection, as it feels again it's wave after wave at the moment of West Ham attack. Leicester City have made 2 changes, both attacking-minded players, yet to really make an impact on the match. Can they do so now? The delivery comes in. Hits Zadorsky's lower body and bounces cleared away. Ueki operating so smoothly, such a presence. She might not be as tall or physically commanding as some of the star strikers we see in the WSL, but she really knows how to make the very, very best of herself on a football pitch. She is going to be key for West Ham if they're to climb this WSL table, that's for sure. Ball played out to the right-hand side. The cross deflects. It's a corner for the visitors. These have been few and far between. So the quality of the delivery has to be the best that they've been able to summon so far. But before that, we will see a change. There's activity going on between the dugouts, and it's CJ Bock coming on for Asmita Ale, who received that yellow card for the challenge earlier on in the game. What an impact she could possibly make. CJ Bock coming on as a substitute, getting in amongst it in the area. And with the delivery coming in. Crafty play from Ruby Mace there. Knew exactly what she was doing to win the throw, and fair play. Pavi expresses her frustration at the decision. And you can understand why. Because this is a very dangerous looking scenario. The horns are blowing. Crescendo of noise ahead of this free kick for Leicester City. 4-player wall formed. It curls and goes high and wide off the target. Questions will just keep mounting for Leicester City as to how they're going to score more goals this season. Into the final 15 minutes, and the scoreline still defined by that 1 goal. It only takes a moment for Leicester City to draw level. Just need to try and manufacture that chance, that opening, which they haven't been able to do so. Katrina Gori appealing to the referee. She wanted to take that free kick. Smashed against the City player. Rhian Skinner hasn't shuffled the pack as yet. And you just wonder again from a manager's perspective when the scoreline is on such a knife edge. Your team have been playing well. You want to be positive, support that attacking play, but also the clean sheet, absolutely imperative. West Ham haven't kept a clean sheet this season. A clean sheet win really would be the tonic to soothe the Hammers ahead of a busy flurry of games. We have the international break, of course, coming up, and then, as I mentioned, Brighton next, then Palace and Villa for the home team, whereas for the visitors, some daunting games ahead. Man United, Man City, and then Chelsea, all before Christmas. And there we go, there is the change. A player that can always be relied upon, Kirsty Smith, coming on for Manuela Pavey. Kirsty Smith, she had played many, many times last season, the Scottish international, joined from Man United. I think she started all 22 fixtures last season for the Hammers. The role she has to play now is an important one. Help her team see out this match. Minutes separates West Ham from their first taste of victory this season. Goodwin tries to summon up a delivery. The ball's gone out and Leicester have the corner. The away supporters behind that goal, doing all they can to encourage their team. Well, we see some late drama unfold here. Delivery comes in, cleared the inside post. Not a clean connection with the ball though, and Mace will get a chance to switch up feet and deliver yet again. No connection made to the delivery from the right. The block has to be made. And another corner, two in quick succession for Leicester. Time is ticking and they need to make it count. Nevin left-footed. It's a free header. And Sophie Howard with a brilliant chance to draw the visitors level. She managed to navigate so much space for herself, unchallenged in the area. It's about as good a chance as they've manufactured all game. They are enjoying a good spell here, Leicester City. Sayi barges CJ Bott. Luckily there was defensive cover from a Leicester City perspective. Ball whipped forward, too much whip in fact, and Goodwin won't be able to sprint onto that. Rose twisting, turning, trying to escape the attentions of Zadorsky. The tackle comes in and Asai needs to be a little bit careful as well, lifting her handle off that card movement. It's being stamped out of the game, and eventually Deanne Rose does receive that caution. It was late and it wasn't a nice one. And treatment will be required. Deanne Rose was looking to try so desperately to make something happen. Challenge was late. And the West Ham player, a degree of discomfort on that right shin ankle area. That felt the full force of the contact. We're heading towards the final 5 minutes of the 90. Still West Ham United 1, Leicester City 0. West Ham United haven't won all season. They suffered a really horrible late defeat away at their local neighbours. They've dusted themselves down. And they've put on a valiant display here this afternoon. Nudged themselves ahead, arguably should be more comfortable given the opportunities they've had in the Leicester City third. The visitors encouraged by the travelling contingent. You still feel there's one good opportunity left for Leicester City. Sophie Howard's had a header. Ruby Mace in the first half, a shot from such range it would have had to have been something quite magical to have beaten the goalkeeper. Instead, West Ham could be on course for not only their first 3 points, but their first clean sheet of the campaign. Gorey through to Eki. Denton rushing in. Gorey as well. Asai. The goal scorer holding up play. She needs some support. Or, again, perhaps at this time of the game, she's happy to just keep that clock ticking. Here's a break for Leicester City. West Ham have bodies forward. Here's Rose. And there's the offside flag. West Ham players were calling for it, but once Deanne Rose got involved in play, the official lifted her flag aloft. West Ham winless in their last 15 WSL games. It's been a long, horrible run. They just need to keep their concentration levels up, see this match out, try and minimise any Leicester City threat. Gorey hits the deck. That's exactly what the West Ham captain needed to win a free kick for her team in their half. Perhaps didn't need to be taken quite so quickly. Goodwin trying to gain ground, surrounded by players in claret and blue. Asai, the goal scorer on the edge of the 18-yard area, charges in, gets the shot away right at the keeper. Looking dangerous late on here for West Ham. Leicester City need to charge up and go again. Chasing this game as Smith does well. Opens up her body, wins the challenge. It's a tired tackle, but that will do. We're going to see West Ham make a change. Again, more experience coming onto the field of play. Daphne Brynnes-Dottir coming on. Anouk Denton, the player making way, putting a brilliant shift for her team, quite rightly. Getting a low five from her teammate and a warm round of applause as well. Missy Goodwin making way for the visitors meanwhile. Julie Thibault coming on to try and make a difference for the Foxes. It's a late roll of the dice. West Ham have their free kick and the ball's aimed towards the corner of the 18-yard area. A second would well and truly kill this game off and make the West Ham supporters around the stadium and further afield to feel a degree or two calmer. Ueki, back to Smith. Under some pressure, Smith has support with Gorey. Gorey in that corner flag has CJ Bott for company and some other Leicester City players to boot. Seconds remaining of the 90. First half injury time was when the goal was scored. We see some late drama in the additional 5 minutes to be played here. Five minutes feels like such a long time when you've been without a win for such a long time. For West Ham, it's about doing the basics and doing them well. As there's a collision centrally, that looked nasty. No intent or malice, just committed players going for the ball, although I think Thibault's saying that perhaps the leg was a bit high. It looked like a challenge that was there to be made. A bit of cramp as well to be dealt with. Free kick for West Ham. Mengwen, the player, down. Not only is she probably feeling pretty exhausted, but that is not a nice knock to get so late on in a game too. If West Ham can hold on, they will be on the same amount of points as Leicester City. Would climb up to 9th, having begun the day in 11th position. Goal difference of -7, as Leicester on -4. They would shake off that horrible label of being one of the sides in the WSL yet to win a match. Leicester City, meanwhile, find that their goal drought continues. Gorey struggles to get the ball from out underneath her feet. Means Leicester, with all outfield players now in the West Ham half, can look to go again. There's still time, but not when you pass the ball out like that. That would be disappointing for Amadine Miguel. Over on that far side, you just need your players to keep it neat and calm and composed on the ball, and that bit of play falls into the hands of West Ham, who can now attack. Brilliant work from the West Ham substitute. Inside post covered, and Leipzig will do well to, I think, maybe go direct and kick long, but instead rolls it out to CJ Bott. Leicester City obviously have their patterns of play that they've worked on. We just perhaps haven't seen it showcased as much as their manager would have liked today. Bott looks to come inside. Bounces out to the left. Wen does really well, but again, the clearance is a poor one, right at the feet of the Leicester City players. The run comes in. Positioning good for West Ham. Danger dealt with. And a clean sheet will mean the world. It's the whole West Ham team, particularly that back line, who were breached and conceded victory so cheaply last week. The attitude and application today has been spot on from the Hammers. Sai just won't ever give up. Epitomises all those West Ham values. We've played the 95. We will have a bit longer to be played, of course, because Lee Meng-wen received treatment during that time. Sai holds up play. Wins a throw-in absolutely no rush to take. In fact, drops the ball back. Her teammate do the honours. Ueki playing it forward, and Asai now urged to get the first time delivery in, but sensibly. Takes a few more seconds off. And then Wen's delivery was a decent one, just perhaps not as many bodies committed to it. Gorey will slide in challenge the West Ham skipper. Could only be seconds really remaining now for West Ham. The supporters desperate to hear that full-time whistle. Substitutes up off the bench. This win will mean so much. A marker for West Ham to push on from their point of view. And there is the full-time whistle, and look what that victory means for West Ham. The long wait without a win comes to an end. It was an industrious performance. West Ham dominated for long spells. They created more. But in the end, this game is decided by one goal. A cool, calm finish from Vivian Asai in the first half means that it finishes at the Chigwell Construction Stadium. West Ham United 1, Leicester City 0. Let's take a look at the key points and the big moments from this Barclays Women's Super League encounter. From the very off, West Ham United were looking to try and create the movement of Rico Ueke all afternoon, gave Leicester City some problems. The offside flag sparing them on this occasion. There was a decent opening for Hannah Kane in the first half. She switched up feet, just couldn't get the shot on target. The crosses were coming in, and so were the shots from range. Katrina Gorey, the West Ham captain, trying her luck from distance. Hammers captain letting fly again at a similar range. Ueki was a thorn in the side all afternoon. She received lots of praise from her manager in the week, but it was actually another forward who managed to break the deadlock. Vivian Asai finishing off a really good move. The ball threaded through perfectly. This was deep into first half injury time, but ultimately West Ham picked up where they left off in the second period and could have, arguably should have doubled their advantage with the number of chances they had. Siren coming close. Leicester City made changes as the game wore on, trying to find a means of adding to their goal tally, but instead they were thwarted. West Ham did get the ball in the back of the net, but again, offside flag was up. The nerves were beginning to build around the Chigwell Construction Stadium as West Ham tried to double their advantage. Leicester City struggled to create much and clear-cut opportunities, and in the end, the home team doing enough to pick up not only their first 3 points of the season, but a clean sheet to boot. Full time here at the Chigwell Construction Stadium in the Barclays Women's Super League. It finishes West Ham United 1, Leicester City 0.